kiss for you.
Hello everyone, my name is Emily, and this is another Storytime. Now I don't know if y'all know this, but I currently live in the San Francisco Bay Area, and we are pretty famous for just hosting all walks of life here, and not just in San Francisco itself, all up and down the peninsula, from San Francisco to San Jose, up into Central Valley and into Napa Valley, all in Marin County, all around. We have just so many different kinds of people, so many races, so many different lifestyles, and I feel like that's what we're kind of known for. And I understand that with any big city, it's going to be known for bringing different, kinds of people together, but I really feel like San Francisco is that city that embodies that idea. People that have different sexualities and different ethnicities and people from different socioeconomic backgrounds. I think that's what San Francisco, in my mind, is really all about. Now, I bring this up because it has a lot to do with this story. When you work in retail, if you work in a bad part of town, you kind of usually, and it depends where you are in the country, you kind of get an idea of what kind of customers you will be having. And then if you work in a really nice part of town, you will kind of be getting an idea of what kind of customers you'll be having, obviously. And in my experience, when I've worked in poorer parts of town, I have had nicer customers than when I've worked in richer or nicer parts of town. So what happens when you work kind of right smack dab in the middle, where you get both really, really rich customers and fairly poor customers, and right in the middle, you get all different kinds of people. And again, that's true no matter where you work. Retail, food service, you're always going to get a bad customer. But this was horrifying. This was literally horrifying. And that's a lot coming from me because at my last job where this all took place, I was kind of known for attracting the worst kind of people. I'm a little eccentric looking. I get it. I've got tattoos. I wear pretty much exclusively black everything. I've got like a twinge of darkness to me, and I think that attracts people. I think that makes people feel like they can treat me any kind of way, that I am less than them, and it also makes people feel comfortable around me when they feel different, so they feel like they could share anything with me. But usually I would just get assholes. Like, that is 9 times out of 10, I would get assholes. And then there was that, small percent chance, that little sliver of a percent chance that I would get someone who was really cool, but really weird. And maybe I can tell some more stories in the future, but this one is pretty much what kicked off my career there. This was a salon boutique store. We sold professional products to the public. So anyone could come in and buy professional product, like any kind of hair care. We had makeup and little goodies too. And then we had a salon in back. Now keep in mind that salon space was owned by the company, but anyone who worked back there was not affiliated with the company. They would pay to rent a chair and a mirror and a space and work on their clients, and anything that they did, it had nothing to do with our company. Now keep in mind, this happened about 1.5 years ago on my second day of work. I did not know these rules. I did not know anything about the salon and what our policy was. So this young lady walks in. She was about my age. She was Caucasian, fairly attractive, but she had major attitude. She just walked in like she owned the place. She was smacking on her gum. She had these huge bug-eyed sunglasses that she wouldn't take off. She was on her phone, and she was kind of bossing around my coworkers like, I need a haircut. Who do I talk to get a haircut? She was kind of short. So we directed her to the gentleman in the back. Now let's just call him Don. Don was an older gentleman. He had been cutting hair for many years, and he kind of prided himself on being a very efficient, professional, seasoned hairdresser. So he, was always very eager to take clients, and he sat her back down in the chair. Now, the problem with her hair was somebody had glued in extensions for her, I guess, recently, and they had done it very, very poorly. It was partly glued to her skin, partly glued to her hair. It was just a huge mess. And Dawn went ahead and used this oil solvent to remove all the extensions. And beneath the extensions, her hair started to kind of break off and fall off, so there were like little bits of hair. And we heard him telling her this, and she was like, whatever, it's fine, just get it done. She was on her phone the whole time. She wasn't very polite. So he got the extensions out after hours and hours of working with that oil solvent, and then she asked for a cut and color. All the while this is happening, I wasn't really paying attention to what was going on. I was doing my own thing. I was putting things away. I was training. And as I was in the back putting a few things away, I heard her start yelling and cussing and throwing her arms up in the air and at Don, like he had done something horribly, horribly, horribly wrong. And I kind of peek out from my little corner, which was still in the store, mind you. It wasn't in the backpack, it was just in the back of the store. And I peek around the corner to see what's going on. And her hair looks mostly good, but for some reason, her roots did not lighten. Apparently, she wanted her hair lightened a little bit, and her roots were like an orange-brown color. They really didn't look good. And I understand her frustration, but you really should not be swearing and cussing at your hairdresser, no matter what. You have a right to be firm. You have a right to be upset. But belittling someone is just not going to get anyone anywhere. So she's swearing and cussing and throwing her arms up in the air, half texting saying, "I need to go, and how dare you do this to my hair?" And as I'm watching, she whips around and looks at me, and I kind of freeze. Again, this is my second day. I don't know what I'm doing, and I kind of slink away. And she storms up to me, angry, points at her hair and says, "What does this look like to you?" And I very calmly said, "I think it looks great." And she says, "Don't lie to me." Now keep in mind, I was putting things away, so I had this cute little trolley next to me with a couple different hair products on it. And that's kind of keeping me cornered, like literally cornered. It's her and then that little trolley next to me with all that hair care on it. And I keep saying, no, it looks great. I think it just might be the lighting. And then she says, "You little bitch, you better not be fucking lying to me." And at this point, I'm getting worried. We are at my place of, business where I work. I can't do anything about this. I'm cornered. And I just keep saying, "No, I really think it looks good." And she says, "You motherfucking bitch." And she's just kind of incoherently yelling swear words at me. And then when she's finally able to make a fucking sentence that does not exclusively consist of swear words, she says to me, "Are y'all running a game out here where this derogatory term for African American is fucking up people's hair, and then y'all just say, 'Oh no, everything's fine because y'all working together or something?'" Before I had time to answer, she looked at my trolley and took her hand and with one swift motion knocked over all the hair care that I had on it, stormed away, and left me fucking speechless. And I thought in my head, if I'm gonna experience this every so often here, do I want to be working here? The answer was yes. I kept working there because it was a fantastic job, and the only downside ever were the bad customers. And that was, again, like an exception. It was mostly really nice customers. But I was horrified. Don did the very smart thing, and when she kind of walked over to me, he retreated into the back shampoo bowl area of the salon, and I was kind of just stuck by myself. I have a really good friend who was my coworker, and I know if she was there, she would have had my back, but I don't think she was working that day, or if she was either on her lunch or in another part of the store. But oh my God, that was a very intense experience. But again, I loved working there. It was fantastic, and I miss it every day of my life. I have some other crazy customer stories. If you guys would like to hear that as part of a story time, let me know in the comments down below. And if you guys haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to stay out of trouble. See you guys later.